All right, so we're going to copy and prove these two proofs together from 6.4. Then you're going to be on your own. So the first thing we did was we added theorems 611, 612, and 613 to our toolkit. That's the first box. And here is the first proof of the day. We have two of them right now. Something to do with opposite, or something to do with these angles, trying to prove that they are congruent. So I'll give you a minute to copy this down. We're given that RSTU is a parallelogram, and we're given that SU is perpendicular to RT, and we're trying to prove that angle STR is congruent to angle UTR. So we're going to create a plan and then prove it. First thing that we're going to do, the first thing in our plan is step 1. We're going to state that we have a rhombus. So we're going to prove we have a rhombus. They give you the plan? Yeah, I know. Prove we have a rhombus by 6.11. And then after we state that we have a rhombus by theorem 6.11, what can we say? It's the next part of the plan. If we have a triangle, then we could say, well, by theorem 6.12, that's 6.112, 6.12, we know opposite angles are bisect, therefore congruent. That's what we're trying to prove. Isn't that what we're trying to prove right there? That these two angles are congruent to each other? Yes, that's the whole proof, you guys. All right, we're going to write that down. So, first things first, we know RSTU is a parallelogram, and we know that SU is perpendicular to RT. And that's all the givens. So, because SU is perpendicular to RT, we can say that RSTU is indeed a rhombus. We can say that because theorem 6.11 allows us to say that. If the diagonals bisect at 90 degrees, then the figure must be a rhombus. Great. If the figure is a rhombus, we can say that RT bisects angle STU. Right? That is theorem 6.12. So therefore, STR is congruent. Angle STR is congruent to angle, the other one I want to write is UTR. By theorem 6.12. Or definition of bisects. Definition of bisect. That side, because it's a given to us. So let's start marking it up, right? So we know we have a parallelogram. Good. What else do we know? Can we mark up the diagram? Can you tell me one other thing that we know, the given part? It's right there on the board. Yeah. Yeah, go ahead. So we already used this one. FH, yeah, bisects. Which two angles? JFG. So we know that this angle and this angle are congruent. Agreed? What else do we know? So we know we just used this one right here. What's the other thing that we know? F6.12. How easy was that? So our plan is we're going to state all the givens, and then we're going to use theorem 6.12, because it just says state that it's a rhombus. We're not trying to prove the theorem or anything like that. It just says prove that this thing's a rhombus. So it gave us everything we needed. This is like a real introductory proof. It gave us everything. All right, great. Let's go ahead and do that. Let's state the givens, and we have our proof. So number 1, we know that what's the thing called? We know that FGHJ is a parallelogram because it's given. Okay. We know that FH bisects angle GHJ and angle GFJ because it's given. Thank you. Thank you so much for giving that to us. Number 3. What's the other diagonal, everybody? JG bisects what? Angle FJH and angle FGH, right? FJH and JG bisects FGH. Am I saying that right? Yeah, I am. Okay. 3. That's also given. Oh my gosh, thank you. They gave us so much information. Great. All right, what can we say now? Here's the pivotal point. Yeah, FGHJ is a rhombus. Theorem 6. Oh my gosh, it gave us everything that we needed to say. So we can use the theorem. It's not saying to prove the theorem. It just says